Preview. You're listening to The Sizzle on Iron Skillet Radio and Iron Skillet Television.
You know what it is. You know who it is. It's The Sizzle back in the building, baby. Hey, it is the unofficial first day of summer. We're getting it hot right now for you. So you know what we've come to do. We're coming to bring you the hottest information and the hottest talk in the region. You know who's in the building. I'm G Sizzle. He's Rich Sizzle. We're in the building. And hey, man, we got to talk about what's getting ready to pop off tonight. The Lakers game is going to be bananas tonight. It's going to be crazy. Lakers Suns 2-2 tie. Anthony Davis hurt. Where are we going from here, Rich?
Is Anthony Davis going to play tonight?
They said maybe out one game, maybe two. Now, I don't believe it. I don't believe anything when it comes to the Lakers. I believe he will probably be playing tonight, and we're going to see him somewhere. But he has a grade 2 strain in that groin, and that's nothing to trifle with, especially for a big man. So
yeah,
I don't know.
Ready to say that kind of injury, give or take, you're out for that series at least minimum.
Right.
And I watched what went down. It was a no contact injury. I kept waiting to see maybe if Jay Crowder bumped him, but he did not. He just came down awkward. I think he was expecting some kind of contact. It never happened. He came down. I thought he twisted his ankle, but upon further review, that looked like something may have popped down there as well. And yeah, you always got to worry about those non-contact injuries. They're usually a lot longer than what people hope for. I don't think he's going to play today.
Well, and that's the big question right now. You've got Chris Paul hurt, and he's out there shooting with one arm, but he's pulling them through. Now, if Chris Paul is hurt, I think the Suns have no shot. But when it comes to AD being out, it equalizes it. But to me, this is LeBron time. This is when LeBron is going to come in as Superman, not just Batman. He's going to be Superman and carry this whole team. And I'm looking sneaky. If you're not, this is a trap game. To me, this is a trap game for the Suns because you're saying like, oh, AD ain't going to be there, man. We're going to win this game. No, au contraire, mon frere. This just means more touches for LeBron. This just means more activity for him. And this could get bad really quick for the.
But have you worried? LeBron hasn't been playing like the LeBron that we know him to play like. He's been pretty, I guess the word 21 and 22 points a game, 7-8 rebounds, 7-8 assists, phenomenal numbers for anybody else, but pretty mediocre numbers for his scorecard. And one thing they were talking about with game one, the game that the Suns just kind of rolled on them, was how bad Anthony Davis played, how they needed him to step up, et cetera, et cetera. Games 2, 3 came around. Anthony Davis definitely played total berserk, and they were able to win pretty convincingly. You thought the season was over, the series was over, especially with Chris Paul hurt. But Chris Paul didn't look too hurt last game. I mean, there were still some ailments, but he played pretty well. And you got to remember, LeBron was hurt too. So if you want to put all that on his shoulders in playoff basketball, what's that going to do literally to his shoulders then?
Right.
Is he going to be able to physically carry that kind of load?
Well, he's going to have to carry that load. He has to carry it for the Lakers. If you don't have a Dennis Schroeder to step up, if you don't have an amazing Marc Gasol pickup, you've got to have somebody who's going to pick up that slack. I'm not sure KCP can do it. I'm not sure that anybody else on that team can pull them through. Now, again, with that said,
I'm sorry to cut you off. You're going to need Andre Drummond to channel his early Detroit Piston days where nothing got past him, and he hasn't done it. Well, that's an amazing feat to ask him to do because DeAndre Ayton he is not playing like this is his first time in the playoffs. He has been playing. He's out. I think he's outplayed everybody on the Phoenix Suns team by far, which was a little impressive to me because I figured this would be the Devin Booker time and he'd be going lights out, 40, 50 points a game. and just putting the pedal to the metal, given who his opposing defender was, things like that.
When you're looking at this, I'm wondering now, has Aiden really turned that corner? I mean, are we seeing a coming out party for DeAndre Aiden where he is now becoming what you thought he would be as the number one pick?
He looks good.
Okay.
He looks good.
Okay. And to your point, I don't know if Andre Drummond, if you got to defend Aiden and still do everything that has to be done, I don't know if you can. I don't know if Drummond can defend him and come up and be a double-double machine, because you're going to need a 20 and 10 game out of him. You might need a triple-double out of him.
Yeah, no one's shooting the ball impressive to me. Way too many attempts that just they're not making it. So when games are going like that, it's whoever controls the boards, it's whoever controls the post, that's going to win the game.
Yeah.
And without Anthony Davis, that's going to be difficult. But I do like, to your point, I don't know. I don't want to say this is a trap game, but this is a must-win game. Because like I said, you have Anthony Davis that's down. You're playing at home. You have a chance to go up 3-2 or go down 3-2. And with the game 6 going back to the Lakers, you don't want to go back to LA.
True.
Down.
You don't. You really don't.
And possibly facing Anthony Davis again down. That's not a good look.
So let's look at this. Let me ask you this question. Is it, now you said it's a must win. If the Suns lose tonight, can they win the series?
I don't think so.
Okay. I mean, that's short and sweet, but really that's where we are right now. Can they pull it out?
They can. Anything's possible, but now you have to go back on the road on a must-win game where the Lakers will feel like that's also a must-win because they don't want to go back on the road themselves for game 7.
True.
So, no, this is must game for the Phoenix Suns.
Well, we got a lot. I think there are a lot of must games tonight. There are a lot of must games. You've got Celtics in the Nets, Trailblazers in the Nuggets. A lot of must games coming out right now. You've got the Lakers as the last game, and that's going to be great for the NBA, for the viewing fan. But you've also got a good one now with the first game with Celtics at the Nets. Now, that's going to be a little bit different. It's going to be a little bit different for what the Celtics have been able to do in pulling these games out and the heroics of Jason Tatum. I'm looking for him to put in another 50-pointer because it's so difficult now with Jaylen Brown out. It's going to be something where now you're going to look at Jason Tatum to carry this team all the way through. And then you've got the Trailblazers Nuggets. I have no idea. I truly have no idea with Trailblazers Nuggets, who's going to come out of that series. Somebody's going to win, but I don't know who.
Are the Trailblazers that good, or are just the Nuggets that underperforming? I haven't really been watching, to be honest with you. I've watched a couple of – I've definitely been following the Lakers Suns. I've followed the Eastern Conference, but that one's kind of eluded me based kind of like the time and whatever else is going on. But you just would have felt like the Nuggets might have gotten it together, especially with, they are missing a key player, with Jamal Murray, but you still felt like they had enough with size at least. They got the advantage in, 3, 4, and 5 position, but
I don't, when it comes to the Celtics Nets, you can say the Nets should sweep. And to Jay Sizzle's point, I think they just played around and let the Celtics get a game. So, you're coming home now. You've got to do a closeout game. You got to fight off elimination if you're the Celtics. And they are undermanned, understaffed, undergunned. Even at their best, their last game, you've got Jason Tatum going for almost 2,000, and they still were at a deficit by halftime. We were looking at the game, and the Nets were up by 20, and we were talking about the heroics of Jason Tatum, but you're like, wait, man, they're still down by it's a double-digit deficit. So I think this is a closeout game tonight for the Celtics. But when it comes to Trailblazers Nuggets, I don't know. I really, is Jamal Murray that important to what they do, or have they just given games away to Portland? See,
Jamal
I don't
Murray
know.
was very important in their offensive scheme. He
Mm-hmm.
was averaging, basketball godlike numbers last year and even parts of this year. I mean, he was putting up some 50 bangers, and I'm like, who is this dude?
Yeah.
But yeah, I would say he's important, but he shouldn't have been that important to get past the first round at least. I mean, I haven't heard of Damian Lillard just playing like he played a couple of seasons ago, where he just was lights out against the Thunder. I haven't heard him do anything like that. But to add to your point, you're playing Boston. You can I don't care what Boston team it is. They're going to squeeze one out on their home floor. It is what it is. Right. But yeah, they're going to close that out today.
So, I mean, there are a few ways we can go about this. We haven't even talked about what happened with Miami and being swept. We found out that Tyler did need a hero. He needed somebody to come in and help. We found out that Duncan was Duncan Robinson, not David Robinson, and Jimmy Butler got served. The Butler got served. I just had to get those out. Those were ones I had to get off because those are things I was thinking in my head. But let me ask you a bigger question, Rich, with what's been going on in stadiums. What's going on now with fan interaction? You had a fan run out on the court.
I just saw the clip on that.
Like, to me, that was funny. The security.
Hey, and they were gentlemen about it. I mean, they just laid on him and made sure he didn't get out of control. Fam, I'm like, wow, that's nice catering business to that young man that's out of pocket right now.
Then you had the popcorn thrown on Russ. But the issue, the one that bothers me the most, and tell me if I'm wrong about this, Rich, is the fan spitting on Trae Young when you have a fan who's actually, to me, spitting is an assault. It's an assault that should be punishable by multiple hands being laid upon you. You should not only get a 2-piece and a biscuit, I should give you a full 8-piece and 2 sides with that. That's how disgusted I am about this whole thing about spitting on people. But
wasn't he criminally charged?
That was the thing. So Trae Young decided not to press charges. I'm thinking you should press charges so that you set the precedent so that this doesn't continue to keep happening and happening and happening. But you know better. So let me ask you.
Trae Young's got a no snitch clause. I mean, does that technically fall in a line of snitching if you want to press charges? I don't know.
If you spit on me, the no snitching rule is out the window. Now, spitting on me, that's a different thing. I mean, there are 2 things. You can't shoot at my mama and kids, and you can't spit on me. After that, I mean, I still understand snitching rules, but you cannot spit on me and think it's not going to happen. Because if I can't reach you, then I know law enforcement who can reach you. You're not going to spit on me.
Who says that Trae Young can't reach him just at a later time?
Oh, wait a minute.
I'm just saying. I mean,
wait a minute, Rich Sizzle. We never even thought about that one.
We're talking about millionaires, all right? Yeah, they got their posse to pay for, but I'm sure they got a few extra change in the back pocket somewhere to go ahead and when the season is over, make a little quick road trip and get the lift back.
Make that quick trip. Say, hey, man, we got to run to New York for a minute. I'll be back. And
you don't recognize me out of my uniform,
right? I'm gonna leave my phone here with you, girl. Just keep it right here. Yeah.
Right, exactly.
So we're looking at it. I'm saying as a wrap up, Lakers, Suns. I think the Suns pull it out. It's going to be close because they're going to have to fight to pull this out to see where they can go. LeBron's going to have to do everything in his power to be able to pull this team through. If not, my saying is the Suns are done. I like that. If they don't win game 5, Suns are done.
This game won't be close.
Ooh.
Nope. Wow. I'm going to say the Suns beat the Lakers by over 10.
Ooh-wee. Oh, you talking saucy today, boy. Oh, that's hot fire. Now that's hot fire. You just, that was saucy. That was extra saucy. I see, just sprinkle it. Oh, that's what mama's cooking. Oh, want to taste what mama's cooking. That's going to be hot fire. So, okay, when we reconvene, I think we're gonna talk about a Boston beatdown. We're gonna talk about who even cares what just happened with Detroit and Portland, and then the Lakers.
I mean, Denver.
Denver. Yeah. I'm sorry. I gotten too happy. I was thinking,
who visits Denver in the summer? Same deal, you know.
Yeah, I'm just saying nobody wants to go there. So I'm thinking that this is how it's going to end, and the Lakers will be on the brink of distinction. Oh, I'm sorry, extinction. Thought I was going to say that they were going to win. No, they're not.
Well, I mean, I just read that they want to keep Andre Drummond at least.
Okay. That.
Wow, bro. That's crazy. That's so love, bro.
Okay. So with
on
that
paper, that team should be phenomenal. On paper.
Okay.
Father Time, speaking of father, approaching Father's Day, Father Time had his play.
Yeah, he did.
And maybe tell him to go sit down on this porch and have his brewski with me.
Yeah. You know what it is. You know who it is. It's the Sizzle here on Iron Skillet Radio, Iron Skillet Television. Look, if you have not liked, subscribed, or shared, make sure you hit the button. Make sure you get the notifications of all this hot fire that we're bringing you. And for the month of June, we're going to bring it to you even hotter, even more content, even more timely content, because we're going to be on here. We're going to give it to you every chance we get. So you know who it is. He's Rich Sizzle. I'm G Sizzle. We are the Sizzle, and we will see you on the other side.
Make sure that you follow us on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram at Iron Skillet Sports. And remember to like, share, and subscribe to Iron Skillet Sports on YouTube at Iron Skillet Sports.